What's going on, bro? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S., part of Dead Media Group, presented by MFTKFoundation.com. MFTKFoundation.com is the go-to website for all the different things that we got in the community. Got bad news. Bad news with the foundation. We had to cut one of our locations. We're not going to be able to do Tampa. So that bothers me a little bit, but it's all good. We will do Orlando. I will be sending them some book bags to Tampa. And we got some venue stuff, some venue changes for the announcements on the way. If we can go ahead and pull up the book bag drive. 36 books. We're about $25,000 away from where we need to be at. So that's a long way, short time to get there, but not as bad. We have Jacksonville. That'll be August 2nd through the 3rd, Tallahassee, the 26th, and the 27th. Each $36 donation gets a quality book bag, about 9 weeks worth of school essentials, a week's worth of groceries, and a free football camp that the kids are going to get access to. If you click on mftkfoundation.com/donate, it takes you right to the credit card processor, the Stripe, and all those different things. Don't disregard that number, but we've had quite a few. Shout out to Coach Kevin Sullivan, Hall of Fame coach, state of Florida. Shout out to Dr. Swanson with Southeast Orthopedic. Quite a few others have been using that medium, but we still go good old-fashioned Cash App. So MFTK 36 is the Cash App. You can still always donate through that medium right there. So if you would, just again, even if you don't need the bag, or even if you can't afford to pay $36, a tweet, a retweet, a like, or a share costs you absolutely nothing and could mean the world to someone else. So hold on. Dang, that's tough. Dang, whatchamacallit canceled on them. But I understand why. Yeah, damn, that's wild. Good old football drama. But yeah, so that's that. But before we get into our regularly scheduled shenanigans, let's start off and open up with the word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God.
All right, cool. So what up, Jaden? Long time no hear from. How you doing, bro?
What's up? I'm doing good. How you been doing, man?
Minus the bullshit, my life's great.
Good to hear. Hope Miles is doing good too.
Do you have both your hands? You didn't lose no firework accidents?
No, I didn't pull a 4 extra, or however you say his name. Nope, I was not around fireworks. I was not. but we are here for our evening edition of Big Games B.S., where we bring the good, the bad, and the BS from the football sports world to your screens. Today, we have a college top-heavy discussion to get into, and we already went through our MFT segment, so we're going to move on to some FSU college news and some more ACC/college football gameplay early access. Next, we're going to transition to some NFL talk with some players and some groups in mind. Lastly, we have our Big Games BS segment where we bring the scope of our conversation outside the typical football world, discussing some news in the popular cultural world that has been blowing up and buzzing on the internet. So, first things first, let's get into some FSU football commit news. So, first things first, let's get into Mr. Chauncey Cannon. So, the elite 2026 cornerback has committed to Florida State, standing at 6'2", 185 pounds. He comes from Sarasota, Florida, and he picked the Seminoles over Florida, Georgia, and LSU. He is one of the top cornerbacks in the class of 2026. James, was this what they've been waiting for?
Yeah, this was a really cool thing. Can we find some film? We had his one of his family members was in the chat. And this was kind of a not a bad secret because you never know what's going to happen. They had a ton. His whole family came on his official visit, so we had good vibes from that. FSU is moving up in the rankings. Again, a couple weeks ago, everybody was telling me how bad we were at recruiting, but now it's just how bad we are. They keep moving the goalposts, and I kind of understand what they're trying to say, but you got to give props where it's due. FSU has the 11th ranked class. They have 22 commits. So what's going to happen is it's going to be hard to jump LSU. It's going to be hard to jump a lot of these guys, but it's definitely going to be hard to jump LSU. But outside of that, if Florida State keeps bringing in more commitments, they may absolutely be able to be in that top 10. And it's hard to say a guy can't recruit if he's recruiting inside the top 10. Really, to be honest with you, top 15. Because here's who's there. USC has 31 commits. USC has the West Coast in its chokehold. Georgia, they commit well. They recruit well. Texas A&M, since Jimbo's been over there, they've had money. They've been invested in recruiting well. Notre Dame recruits well. Alabama, only 19 commits. We're not jumping them. They're recruiting well. Ohio State, 21 commits. Michigan, 20. Miami, 20. Clemson, 20. Now, here's where it will get funky and interesting. Oregon is going to jump us eventually. They've got 14 commits, and they're right behind us. 3 5-stars. Like, they're good. Texas, something similar. Florida could potentially get on a run. But it's crazy when you hear Florida fan base talk about recruiting in comparison to Florida State fan base. You would think Florida was in front of FSU, but they're 15th. I like Florida State landing and staying right in between that 15 range, unless something crazy happens. Now, that wasn't the wildest thing that happened, though. And we probably, if we don't talk about it in our other college football segment, I'll definitely go into it. But if we got some film, let's watch film on this young man as a family, if you would. I don't have popcorn, but I have a cherry ready. All right, I hear my wide receiver. Oh. Ooh. Wait a minute. Wait. Hey. This is that itchy bam. Oh, to the apartments. Boy running down to the Boys and Girls Club off Moncrief. Okay. So what we see is a guy who can make plays with the ball in his hand. High point. Okay. All right, we see he's a wide receiver. Ooh. All right. Damn, that was an ass whooping. Would they beat 63-0? I got a little burst. I'm gonna take it. We don't have much film of him at DB because nobody throws it at him. Oh man, this kid could be a wide receiver. All right, take this off. I'm watching the wide receiver film. But he's making plays. That's very important. So, shit, I like him. Sign me up. Gets our class moving in the right direction. Gets people staying off of Mike's back for a little bit. All for it, man. What y'all think in the comments, man? I like it. I like the pickup. Eases the pain of my guy Brody at Mandarin U. Decommitting from Michigan and committing to UM. So, hey, all for it, man. Kudos to this guy for becoming a no. We can go ahead and change this.
All right. Next, we have some more FSU news to discuss with another commit on our hands, James. So we have the 4-star defensive lineman Ernest Rankings committed to the Seminoles. So he's standing at 6'5", 275 pounds, and he's from Ellenwood, Georgia. He picked us over Auburn and Ohio State, and he said, "Climb, baby, climb." And he does.
Got to see him. Got to see him. I've heard mixed reviews on him. Some people say his best position may be O-line. I'm looking for violence. That's all we're looking for, guys. It's real simple. If I see violence early, we ain't got to watch the rest of this. But I'm looking for it early. A name like Ernest Benedictine is on Savannah. In Savannah. So that's where our boy Luke came from. So, all right. So this is only going to be one play. It says 14 seconds. All right, let's see. See what Bigger Ranking got going. Okay. Big kid. All right, maybe another clip. Well, maybe another clip will draw it out of me. Because at this juncture, all I'm going to tell him is congratulations on being a no. Well, that's all I got. That's all I got from that one clip. No need to show that one.
Custom printing.
All right. Let's see what he got. All right. I'm gonna give one more. Or is there more clips on this from this school? Yeah, I mean he split the line. Making plays in the backfield. I mean, I trust the value. I trust the nice thing I always say was I trust the eval. I would like a little bit more menacing. But I don't know. Reminds me of this kid Brian Harris that I coached. Not a lot of violence here, but welcome him to the family.
There has been a lot of recent controversy with the Clemson and Clemson ACC settlement. So we're going to break down some of the deeper details within the settlement right here. I'm going to share the screen with you all to get to some of the facts. So zooming in for you guys. The author of this article put, why would the ACC and other member schools agree to this? Someone has to sit ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips or one of the other presidents to ask. Could this be the reason why? From the state article, this piece caught my attention. Clemson and the ACC both agreed to not participate in any future litigation regarding the validity, enforceability, or interpretation of their settlement agreement. The ACC granted rights or any of the changes they agreed to as a part of the settlement to go along with the year-by-year exit fee breakdown of $165 million for this upcoming year, $147 million for the consequent year, and then 129, 111, 93, and then 2030 to 2036, $75 million. So that's the main takeaway from this, is that year by year exit fee breakdown right there. And I'm going to leave that up for you, James, so we can talk about what are your thoughts on the exit fees for this new settlement, and will some schools partake in the exit fees?
I think the biggest thing is looking at when the next the TV negotiations are. I believe that the Big Ten is around 2030. So you'll hear FSU making their pitch and Clemson making their pitch probably before this, but it'll be after 2030. They get everything that they want. They're going to get the lion's share of the split revenues. The 60% of the TV deal is going to go to the people who bring in the highest market share for TV. So now all you're doing is basically broadcasting FSU to all the other conferences, letting people know that FSU is the most popular brand. Win, lose, draw, rain, sunshine, hail, snow, doesn't matter. FSU is the marquee, and 75 million is a drop in the bucket, especially when you look at what you will potentially be making. But right now, FSU will be on par with what they make with most of the SEC schools and most of the Big Ten schools, based upon the new revenue share model, which goes to prove those of us who have been saying this shit and screaming it from the mountaintops, FSU is the baddest bitch in the ACC. And you can hate, you can do whatever you want, but you know what? What this proves is they already knew. They already knew that people was hot. You can call your girl ugly all day, but if she knows you're fine, she knows she can go pull somebody else. And the ACC knew. And this just is, they had to make sure they can keep them in, because it's something that's better than nothing. A lot of people want to pretend like that I can do all bad all by myself until you by yourself. And FSU is just proving that they are indeed the bad bitches. So this all it does is make it pretty on paper. But I don't understand how Jim Phillips agreed to this.
Speaking of being the baddest, James, this school has not been claimed the baddest by some of its closest ties. If you guys didn't know, 5-star wide receiver out of Miami, Florida, Calvin Russell, did not commit to the Miami Hurricanes, but decided to take his talents up north for now to the Syracuse University. So, James, if you guys did not know, Russell's mom is a legacy of the University of Miami, which was another blow to Miami's recruiting. But James, what are your thoughts on Miami's lack of recruitment for this 2026 upcoming cycle? And two, what does it say about Fran Brown's impact as he's getting some high talent as of now up north?
I think this one, we could troll, right? But I think this one is more due to what the kid wants to do outside of football. Good enough money for his NIL. But what he wants to do is hoop, from what I understood. And he's and they're gonna let him hoop. That'd be why the schools that he picked, that's why they went the route they went. So but yeah, that'd be the only thing that makes me think about this, because I thought he was going to LSU, but he's Miami think they're getting everybody, but like now Miami fans are even getting a little tired of Mario and his shit. So I think that's kind of awesome, in my opinion.
Definitely took the internet by storm, seeing Russell go to Fran Brown in Syracuse. But that leads us to something very similar in conversation, with that being the ACC, and we can't forget Notre Dame's over-under count for this upcoming football season. And yes, it has been an interesting preseason talk. So let's get into the projected over-unders for this upcoming season for the ACC and Notre Dame. Clemson sits at the top of this list with 10 wins under their belt. Notre Dame tied with Clemson as well with 10. Then we're going to go down the list. Miami with 9, Louisville 8.5, SMU 8.5, Georgia Tech 7.5, Florida State, our very own Seminoles, with that number 7. UNC is tied with us, as along with Duke coming in a little behind with 6.5, as well as Pitt and Virginia. NC State and Virginia Tech tied at 6. Boston College and Cal tied at 5.5, along with Syracuse. Lastly, Wake Forest coming in with 4.5, and Stanford coming in last with 3. So, James, do you think 7 is a fair number? I know earlier in this offseason we were teetering around with it, but how does that 7 and 5 look?
I like it. I'm going with 8. 8 minimum, or 7 being the floor. But I'm gonna definitely take that here shortly. Yeah, I like that. I like my odds with that. Yeah, taking it over. I mean, right now, if you're being like dead serious and like not troll, there's 4 games on this schedule right now that should give you either flip a coin or you're like, okay, we're outmanned. 2 of those would be Alabama and Clemson, just from a pure overall talent standpoint, traditions, things of that nature. In recent, those guys probably have us outmanned. We should have beat Florida, but Florida has a lot of momentum and they got a dynamic quarterback in DJ Lagway. If Carson comes in healthy, then Carson's going to provide you something that's a little bit different as well. So, you could I'd say those are maybe flip of coins. But there's still got like Pitt's gritty, Virginia Tech, but you get them at home. Wake Forest and that slow mesh is wild. But Florida State has an opportunity to really put everybody on notice. And Mike Norvell can say shit was all good a week ago. Talk your shit. Stand your ground in the first 5 weeks of the season. You come out, you beat Bama. You got 3 ducks in a row after that, and then you play Miami the first weekend in October. Like, you could be literally going into October. I mean, going in October with some smoke behind you. Strikadocious, we will have TVs at the tailgate. So if you have tailgate tickets, you don't necessarily need to be able to. You'll be able to watch the game from the tailgate, and we'll leave that thing rocking and rolling as long as people are out there. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the on all of that.
Next, we're going to talk about some more recent news with the college football 2020.
Add to Facebook. Go ahead, I'm listening to you, Jay.
Okay, sorry. With the new college football 2026 early access. So this week, the access was granted to the early access gamers. And we have some video, James. And before we get into that video, we got a picture of the game developers doing our man dirty. Coach Mike, this does not look like Mr. Blanco, man. It does not look like Mr. Blanco. I can't hear you, James, if you're talking.
Oh, Trey said the only thing they got right with Mike Norvell was his hair color. It's like, you know, you can hear him say it. You said they got the hair right?
Kind of. It's a little more like.
Anything else look like him?
All of these levels came from 2022 and 2023.
Okay. He looks like the white man from the Fry Festival documentary. And I don't like that. I do not like that.
I don't like Colorado personally.
He does.
I want to see.
But Mike looks like that in real life, though.
Young and old.
Young and old at the same time. Like, it's wild, man. It's kudos to Mike, though. And those guys for getting in there. Deion didn't want to be in the game, dog.
Really?
Yeah, man. He wilding. The guy, he has that personal gas station and just lost his mind.
I guess he wants to be paid specifically, I guess. Or...
He would. I just probably not paying it. They probably don't think it's enough.
Bill Belichick did that famously in Madden.
Yeah. Everybody's favorite basketball player, Michael Jordan, did that with NBA Live too.
Yeah. Shoot. Quickly he stopped becoming my favorite.
He wanted to be paid more. Sucker.
Meanwhile, Kobe had his own game.
MJ this is Nintendo, Jordan versus Bird.
Oh, really?
Man, it was crazy. Like, it was like a 3-point, like, it was a crazy game. But nah, that's have you played it yet, Jaden?
No, I really don't play video games like that.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm shocked, man.
So crazy.
Thought you would play games, man.
No, I used to, but I don't have I have a console, but I haven't turned it on in a long time. But I'll play with like friends. Like when we get together, we'll play like 2K or something like that. Or Madden. So I might play it soon.
It's different than the last ones. I like it. I'm gonna probably play a little bit more, and then my son will do that. My son will probably be taking over it.
Do you make your own school or do you go with FSU?
I go with FSU, get it out the way. Right now I'm liking how the road to glory is set up. I may even do my own little series, like really just like, because I got the glasses, just rocking them and just being like, all right, here's how we're doing with it. Because you don't have to play a full game. They give you like there's basically 4 series that you'll play, and some of them are scenarios, and then that helps your quarterback grow.
Well, we can record your game footage. We should set up some stuff. Maybe we can go a pre-game before and set up like when we play Miami.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like, just see how the outcome would be.
Yeah.
But I've seen people have mixed reviews. Some people are like, they don't even really like. They short quarterbacks get discriminated against.
In the game?
Yeah, in the game. So
I mean, that's real life, ain't it?
yeah, but it's tough to be able to move the ball and do some of these different things. And if you're not familiar with the buttons, and it used to be, we used to be more proper country. So the game, you got the game, and you got the little menu with the game that you flip up. It tells you all the stuff that you can do.
Anymore.
There's no books, everything's digital. So I gotta go Google, how do you lead somebody? Because they're asking me lead a player for a touchdown on a pass. So I have to throw the pass specifically for them to be able to score that way. And if they don't, I fail the drive. And if you fail the drive, you got to get so many points for colleges to want to recruit you for your rating to go up. So like, it's already more in detail than actual recruiting is in general. Like, you could, like, even if you're an elite quarterback, because you can start off as a 5-star, but you can lose your ranking.
Okay.
I start off as a 2-star and I want to like blow up and just do the shit. But obviously your guy stinks when you do that. So we are definitely trying to figure that part out. So, but yeah, I mean, I think we should do that. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna record, because you could go through the beginning process of Road to Glory pretty easy. Now, I don't know what it's like once you commit to your school. Currently, I'm committed to Duke, but actually, I'm gonna start all over from the entire thing and record it, and then try to edit it and put it up on on some stuff.
Talk during it, or
do
it post record like a voiceover.
Like Bordeaux.
Yeah,
Bordeaux told my son that that's all live. I said, bitch, there's no fucking way you could be doing that live. I think he misunderstood the question.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he misunderstood the question,
because I wish I would have been there. Don't you lie to my nephew?
I was like, you're not. I was like, son, there's no way you can do that live. It doesn't. It just doesn't work like that. But yeah, I'm excited for everybody. But like, you used to be able to buy a book, right? The book had everybody's ratings in it, and it had all these other different things, so you could learn. Like, you did all of this before. Like, now it's just all the streamers, and Bordeaux has his stuff. And kudos to them for like giving people the game. But like, I want to learn.
Yeah.
But it's like it used to be a lot to it. Like, you wait till midnight. Me and Toby, who's the head coach at Mandarin, we literally went to GameStop at midnight. And we were there before midnight. We were actually there about 11 p.m. waiting for the game. It used to be like you bonding moments. Like, these are things like we're losing recipes, guys. We got to have something. The only thing that I'm glad people don't do no more is sit outside. Well, I guess they still do try to sit outside and wait for shoes. But yeah, so that's but Jaden doesn't play games. If I was good enough, I mean, I guess if we can get a conference worth of people that do want to play, we can host it and make it something to where we can hold the bread. But I don't want to get my ass whooped in a league, because these cats be playing for real, man.
Yeah.
I don't want no smoke.
Jeremy won a tournament here in Jacksonville. The next tournament got shot up.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll have ours online.
Yeah, it'll be online.
Now we're going to transition into some NFL talk with a former Jaguar that we are saddened to talk about with this story right here. If you guys are Jags fans, and you probably heard the news, but if you haven't, then here it is for you. So, former Jaguar and Seminole Telvin Smith arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without.
This already lets you know that it's over. Wow. When you see the mug shots and they're smiling.
I ain't gonna lie, I follow them on Instagram, and they begin to seem like more and more weird is real.
Yeah, it's yeah, man, my dog.
At first, I was like, "Oh, he's enjoying his time, and his money." Now it's like a little too much.
He was arrested in 2020 after he was accused of having a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old girl.
Miles, were you there? You weren't there with us?
No, when what?
So he retired abruptly.
Right.
Let me see when was the last time he posted. So yeah, he hasn't posted since he's been jammed up. Yeah, his stuff is wild. But we were doing the sports then. And we're on night. And a guy had called us right before the show was over. Right before, let me see if my guy remembers this moment. And they said Telvin Smith is going to get arrested for potential trafficking, and the bus will be tomorrow. And we're like, man, we can't just say that shit.
Yeah, that's
because I tip
sources.
him off. So all we said was something. Hold on. Something may or may not happen with a Jaguar in Queens Harbor the next day. Man, noon the next day, they jammed up Telvin.
Damn, boy.
And it was crazy, dog.
Hate to see it.
And he had just got paid too. So it was I'm gonna be honest with you though. He has interesting things that are going on with him. But man, he got such a good heart, man. One of the, Wake Forest game a couple years ago when we were at home, the 10-3 season. Man, Telvin bought he gave me $3,000. I'm trying to remember if that because the tickets were $30. So I'm trying to remember so he gave me enough money to buy 100 tickets for some kids, just cash.
Damn.
It just said, don't even worry about it, man. Then me and him started talking a little bit more, and he's just a country boy. And I think sometimes football is played by individuals that are slightly touched.
Mm-hmm.
And that money puts us onto a lifestyle that most of us could only dream of and imagine, right? And it doesn't always click the way that it's supposed to click. And if you don't take work trying to battle your demons, the amount of things that you have access to will cause you'll lose. You're gonna lose, dog.
Right.
And one of the things that happens when you're so young and you become the person that your family leans on and your friend group leans on, and you don't have a solid foundation, man, you just start to fold, man. And you start feeling like everybody who asking you for money only looks at you as a handout. And some of the people really do just need you, but don't care if you can give them or not, provide for them or not. But it's a struggle, man. And I believe he dealt with survivor's remorse, and I believe it just got the best of him. But I'm not gonna ever laugh at him. And I'm gonna always have empathy because he ain't never been nothing good to me. And I remember he already skinny, man. But when he stopped playing, I saw him at the Reigns Reebok game, and brother, he looked like a crackhead. And I know he wasn't on crack, but he was losing weight. And I thought last time I talked to him, he was starting to trend in a better direction, but you can kind of see where it's going for him now. So all I can say is, man, y'all just keep that man, keep him in your thoughts, because he be really screaming out and screaming out for help.
Speaking of screaming, James, Asante Samuel was seen online screaming, running his mouth is what it looks like. And was surrounding Cris Carter, NFL legend at wide receiver, and Asante Samuel called out Cris Carter, labeling him, one of the most overrated wide receivers in NFL history. And then luckily, you retweeted this saying, just ask him to come on your pod, bro. So we're going to take a deep dive into the video, look at Cris Carter's stats, and get into the discussion.
Uh-oh.
Can't hear it.
Try to.
You know, see if my dog Bernie, what he think about this.
I can't tell.
Anybody in the chat? All right, is that us or just them?
I just put it on, but I'm trying to see if they can hear it.
Big game James, with coaches allowed to be a part of the player ranch stuff, how much further does that put the offense? Ooh, oh, we on? Oh shit! So it made Facebook. You got that on the Den Media Group one or the? You heard me, Miles? You got that on Den Media Group or is that on my James Coleman?
What you mean?
It's on Facebook. Yeah, the video still had no sound.
Oh, okay.
Jaden or Miles, whoever did it.
Yeah, it didn't have sound. Sports Den.
Okay.
Maybe it's.
Do you guys want to try it on your end?
I just did. It didn't. I'm gonna try it in a different browser.
Well, what I do is I just play. You don't even need to see the dudes. Oh, thanks, Stephen Fountain. He looks like. Okay, can y'all hear that?
I'll be able to. Yeah, they can hear it.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, keep playing it.
I'll start it over.
Y'all listen and y'all hear me clear. Listen, first. Yes, I think Cris Carter, he was great during his time. He was a hell of a route runner. He ran some hell of a route. And he has some of the best hands in football. That's what he was known for, route running and having really good hands, right? But he is really beside himself coming.
They said the sound's low.
Yeah, I think they were actually hearing this.
Coming for Chad Johnson. And he was nothing more than a possession receiver. That's all Cris Carter was, a possession receiver. A receiver that catches the ball and is immediately tackled. That's what a possession receiver is. They have no yak. Cris Carter is overrated. To be honest, he is really talking about himself. Cris Carter is one of the most overrated cornerbacks to ever come in the NFL or into the Hall of Fame. As a cornerback, understand what I'm saying. As a cornerback, what do I have to worry about covering a guy like Cris Carter?
It's interesting.
Run a nice, crispy route and get tackled immediately. Okay.
about him running past me. No one's worried about him running past me. So what fear does he put in any cornerback or defense? What Cris Carter did in his career wasn't anything special. Maybe above average. It wasn't anything special.
Phew. Man. Jesus. Are they doing tariffs on podcast equipment? Yeah.
You said what?
The tariffs. Like, can we get some tariffs on podcast equipment? Because no, he does. I'm gonna tell you this. Me and my boy, who's a corner who's got Hall of Fame credentials as well. If you guys know him, you guys, I talk to him often. We were talking about guys who just get on these platforms and they say shit to try to get people riled up. And at this point, we get it, Zon. We get it. It worked with Dion. And so now, if I could just throw a rock at somebody who's at a great, I'm going to get them to respond to me. And then I might get them on my podcast. Bro, just pick up the fucking phone and ask Cris Carter to get on your podcast and talk about shit. Mind you, this is why I'm saying he's lost his fucking mind. And what he says doesn't make sense. Anybody remember what Chris Berman's thing was about? Because I grew up watching this motherfucker, and Zont my age. So anybody remember what Chris Berman used to always say about Cris Carter? Cris Carter, all he does is catch first downs and touchdowns. You know what the fuck you got to worry about? What if I told you somebody said the number 4 all-time leading receptions touchdown and reception touchdowns is overrated and has nothing to fear? The 4th, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Randy Moss, Gerald Rice, I believe Terrell Owens, and then Christopher Columbus Carter. Damn, I'm good. I said it right off the dome. Then after that, Marvin Harrison, Larry Fitzgerald. Damn, I didn't know Antonio Gates was 7 all time. and Tony Gonzalez. Damn, Mike Evans is 9? Wow, that's wild. Mike Evans and Devontae Adams is wild. Like, how can you fix your unfiltered, non-freak black smoking lips to say the shit that you just said, dog? Yes, you were good. Asante Samuels was really fucking good. But brother, you are just wilding with that comment. What do I have to fear? Bitch, points. Like, that's what you gotta fear. That whole thing, the whole object of the game is to score touchdowns. He did that very well. So much so that there's only 3 other individuals on this fucking planet and only 2 more living that can catch him. But they got to be really, really good in their latter years. Like, you're saying that just because he was mirrored by one of the most prolific and iconic wide receivers to ever play the game, and Randy Moss, but that has nothing. But matter of fact, they brought him in to mentor Randy Moss because Cris Carter also did this shit while wilding and being batshit crazy. Because all we know right now is a Cris Carter that does the commentating, not Cris Carter from Philly that was wilding the fuck out. Like, this is the issue that I have with guys who are really good or guys who know ball, because I know you know what you're talking about, but I also see you. I see you. And you can't even come. What does he do good? I ain't fearing nobody who run crispy routes. Bitch, maybe they should have. Like, Zon, you look like dirt right now, bro. Like, you know, I don't know. He went to South. He went to Central Florida too. Like, bro, you looking like you on that Michael Irvin. And I ain't talking about the good, like new Michael Irvin with the good coke. You look like you either like you scratching when you talk at this moment, at this point. That's some junkie talk. That ain't like guy who should be considered Hall of Fame DB talk. That's junkie talk. That's like I'm mad because I'm gonna take a shot at everybody else who's in the Hall of Fame because I feel like I should be in the Hall of Fame, and that shit ain't gonna get you in there, dog. Hating not gonna get you in the Hall of Fame, bro. And there ain't no unless there's a Hall of Fame of hating, because you around here weren't running first ballot. That's a wild ass statement, boy. Was that our OG Wildin segment?
No, that actually wasn't our OG Wildin segment of the day.
Whoa. That means we have something better than that.
Oh, yes. Stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned for the OG Wildin segment. But moving on from...
Real quick. I don't want any... Just because he's not a Hall of Famer and he wildin', right? It don't mean he's not good. He's really, really good. But I'm just saying, like, it's a better way, dog, to like, you know, I don't want nobody coming, because, you know, people, oh, you're only a fullback. I remember a Miami fan came in and looked up my yards rushing. Bitch, I was a fullback. What the hell? You thought I was going to have a stack? Like, that's what Leon and Lorenzo were there for, and Greg. I knew my worth. I knew what my job was. If I hit enough people and they get tackled on the 1 yard line, they're going to let me score. But, yeah, I don't like best DB, worst DB, handicap DB. 4 all-time on the touchdowns list is hard to get. And it's like that. Shoot, man. Much respect to my guy.
Oof. With that lengthy wide receiver and defensive back debate, we're going to show some love to another position group this offseason, and that is the running backs. So, James, I got a quick question to ask you right now, and that is this. Which group of running backs would you take from this shared picture right here? And this is going to depend on the age. Would you rather take the under 27 or 27 and up group? Under, you got Jonathan Taylor, Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, Ashton Genty, and Devon Achane. Or the old heads, Saquon, Derrick Henry, CMC, Kamara, and Josh Jacobs. You got potential versus work they put in on the field with some of those 27 and older guys. But you have some of the younger guys, like obviously Ashton Genty, Bijan, and Achane, who still got some work to be put in.
I'm taking 27 and older, man. Shit, off the gate. 4 of the top 5 is some of the best. You can say that's the best 4 running backs in the league. And Kamara gives you the switch up. And I believe that the under 27 group that's not the best 5 under 27. Both Detroit Lions running backs should have been on that. Sonic and Knuckles. And while I do believe I'm gonna pick Ashton Genty in my fantasy football league, I just don't think he should be on that list until he's actually made an NFL carry. But if you told me next year, I'm taking 4 of the guys on the 27 and older list before I'm taking anybody on that 27 and under list.
Next, to cap off our NFL segment, we have some more running backs to discuss, and we have a pyramid of the best running backs in the NFL since 2010. So,
List
James,
already, I don't want anything with Shady McCoy on the top of it.
This is why I wanted to talk about it. I know it's going to cause some controversy and some talking points. So, James, let's dive into this pyramid of the tiers of the best running back list. And let's start out with that first one. You got Adrian Peterson. Okay. You got Derrick Henry. Okay. And you got Shady at number 3.
Shady's not better than Beast Mode at anything in life. Even English, even communicating in proper English. I'll take Marshawn over him all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Like, just get Shady, knock Shady down to that third. At no point, and this isn't. I'm not. Hold on. Let me make sure. If I'm going too far and I'm acting like Zont, y'all rein me in, okay? But at no point was anybody saying, "Damn, I got to get a Shady McCoy jersey," or "Damn, I just got." Like, and it wasn't that he wasn't a good running back. I'm just trying to find the year when he was one of the to be there. If to be fair, I have to say you were the best running back in the league. From 2010, I don't really think I can't say when Shady McCoy was arguably the best running back in the league. Was he arguably a really good running back? Fuck yeah. But the best? Hell no. Hell no. He's not better than Beast Mode. In fact, everybody knows that if Sierra's husband doesn't audible out of that fucking play, we all know who wins the damn Super Bowl. And I think I'm still mad at Sierra's husband for that to this day. You know, so tier 2, I'm not mad at tier 2. Frank Gore is like that Lifetime Achievement Award guy. Yeah, like he's just played so long, but like he needs to be tier 2, but I'm not feeling no tier 1, man. Chubb. But then like again, so now we're getting into and so this is where the disrespect comes in, right? You got 2K that's in tier 4. His nickname is 2K because he ran for 2,000. It's very hard to do that. So like that doesn't fucking make sense. Sorry for those who are on Facebook. You're going to hear cursing because we just, you're used to that. I don't know what the fuck Facebook got going on over there, but join the YouTube. You get a chance. We'll do some stuff here in a minute. Jamal Charles was one. Garrett Blunt on the same level as Chris Johnson?
That's crazy.
That's so disrespectful. They got Left Hook Ray. Yeah, I just to be honest with you, dog, once you get past tier 2, you're just talking about a bunch of really good guys. But Chris Johnson should be on tier 2. Let's put Shady on tier 3. Let's knock him down a couple notches. Arian Foster might be like the Telvin Smith of running backs, like that weird shit going. I think Arian Foster's the one who's believing in all that weird conspiracy theory shit. Like, but that's the CTE that's fresh squeezed CTE. But he was cold-blooded during his time. How you gonna have Ezekiel Elliott higher than Leonard Fournette when they both are the same person, except for Leonard Fournette actually was a key contributor in the playoff run? Zeke hasn't done anything. And just in time for White History Month, Christian McCaffrey being tier 2, that's like him being GOAT status. But Adrian Peterson, Derrick Henry, I'm actually okay with it just being Adrian Peterson and Derrick Henry in tier 1.
Yeah,
I'm good with that. Everybody else had a moment, but not like consistent. Boy, imagine Ray Rice now, boy. If he would have done what he did now, man, they would have gave him the death penalty.
So, gonna cap off our show by moving on to the Big Games BS segment. Perfect timing to do so. First things first, we're gonna take a dive into our OG, our odd OG, segment of today. We like to do our segments for the OGs, and this is one of them. So, not to get too deep in that conspiracy theory realm, James, but DOJ and FBI have concluded that there is no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein blackmailed powerful figures, kept a client list, or was murdered per the memo. So everyone on the internet called cap on this. Everyone. And there was even a leaked video of the camera footage outside of Epstein's cell showing that no one got in or out in like a 10-hour span leading up to the quote unquote alleged suicide. But just wanted to share this because, yeah, James, I saw you reshare on your socials as well. I just wanted to poke fun at it a little bit.
Hey, man, say what you want. Again, we're not going to get into the politics about anything, but 4-5 is a genius. 4-5 has people arguing and defending him for shit that they for greater things than they would even pretend to defend their own people from. like my mom used to say, my mom had to say, like I told her, if every one of your friends is getting arrested and going down, and you want to tell me you're innocent, but the people you hang out with day to day, they all in trouble. All we heard was, I'm gonna release this list. We're gonna release the MLK files. There's aliens. We're gonna do this. We're gonna boom, boom, boom. And there are people who really are stupid. But then there's people who are like, you know what? If for nothing else, not for nothing, this will shake shit up and we'll at least be able to get to the bottom of some stuff. But then they started finding them pictures with him. And all of a sudden, nah, son. Ain't no list. They've been telling us it's a list since forever. If there's no list, then why is the Maxwell lady in jail? Like, they put her in, there is a whole ass person in jail because of this. But now we're being told, oh, nah, we was playing. That shit ain't happening. Pam Bondi, attorney, for those who don't know, the attorney general, in February, this bitch said the list was on her desk. Like, she can see the list. February, she said this. I'm not making this up. I kid you not. There is a list, and the list is on my desk. It went from being on my desk in February to July. There's no list. There's no evidence that proves that anything happened. Like, and then you know what? It's people like, I'll post that. And you know what their immediate reaction is? Well, Biden would have done. Whoa. Maybe. We don't know. He ain't get elected. All I know is somebody lying. It's like Shadur Sanders was being the number one quarterback, breaking records, doing shit that they ain't never seen done before in Cleveland. And all of a sudden, it's between Flacco and Dylan Gabriel, and nobody's even mentioning Shadur. Bitch, somebody lying. And the cool part of it is, you can still fuck with them people and just tell the truth. Hey, man, this don't smell right. This don't pass the smell test. And it's just, we do not know how to argue or discuss facts, so much so in this country that just the mere idea of standing for what is right means you can't like anything about that person and you hate them. But I kid you not, I give him props. All that motherfuckers, I'm not lying. Y'all lying. Ears are lying. y'all didn't hear what I said. You just heard what y'all heard what I said, but you didn't hear what I meant. Like, he was just 4-5 got the best pimp language. And to be honest with you, dog, whether you voted for him or not, if you in that cult, and I'm not saying you voting for him is right or wrong. That's not my call. But what I'm saying is he got y'all bitched. And y'all are fucking, and everybody's afraid. Those who voted for him and those who didn't vote for him are all afraid to just say silly shit like this doesn't make sense. And it doesn't mean I want to usher in everybody else. I don't care your thoughts about if Kamala would have done this or that. Kamala's not our president, and she ain't going to be our president. All I know is I've said this and I've said it before. I've had good conversations with people. You can't out-politic me when you really think about it, because I don't tell y'all all of the shit that I actually do fucking know about that system. And a lot of those people that y'all think are big and bad are softer than fresh baked cookies, because I've hung out with them before. That being said, when he does something great, I say, yo, that's cool. I hope they get rid of the federal income tax. I love to pay 30% for what they think the sales tax and everything else is going to be. I know it helps me. I don't think that shit going to help y'all, some of y'all. So, like, I don't know what to tell you, but I do know this. We got a book bag draft coming up, and some of y'all probably should start getting prepared to go to shit like that. And, you know, that's all I can say about that.
Switching gears, we're going to talk about our OG Wildin' segment of today. Now, there's plenty different reasons for why this video went viral, but we are going to discuss Ja Rule and his chicken wing grilling skills. This is why you don't trust Ja Rule on the grill, because he's flipping the wings like they still flying. So we're going to play this video right here, and James also quote tweeted this saying, quote, "That man looked like he in a 1,500 square foot home in Camden."
Camden, New Jersey is not a good place to live, by the way.
Battle anybody. I don't care what you tell. Let me tell you something. Key to making good motherfucking chicken, getting right, it's the temperature. You gotta keep the temperature low. You see this? This is my temperature. It's for the real grillers out here. It's for the real grillers out here. This ain't that electric grill you just turn down a little jump off. You know what I mean? This is real deal shit. I gotta work mines with this here. You know what I mean? I ain't got no rubber pieces on mines no more. You understand? But burn your fingertips fucking with my shit. Real old school.
Go in Trey's room. I got my block charger. And you just bring that. Put that up there, man. Back up there. Like, I lived a good life. Not as good as Ja Rule and them. I'm well traveled, but I haven't traveled the world like them. I'd be damned if it all comes to an end and this is what it looks like for me. Like, and Ja, you cooking them little ass wings on that big ass grill, man. If you don't go on about your put some leg quarters on there, or something, I'd be mad as hell if I'm coming to Ja Rule house thinking I'm finna get some real food and this is what we got. It looked like Fry Festival out there.
My man's just in his, I guess he's past. What did we say was after?
Man, he and his granddad.
Yeah, in his granddad phase. You see the moccasins.
But what's crazy is like he's lived past all of that stuff, right? But still wants to hold on to this thug image, and you out here grilling wingettes.
No, he's in moccasins. There's no more thug left. Once you put on the moccasins,
and why does it look cold up there in the summertime, wherever he's at?
Probably fucking 3 p.m.
But nah, I just don't. It just. Our goons used to be goons. I guess you can't really say goon anymore. How many more years we got before gooning, the word gooning, the new definition of goon fully takes flight?
Oh my god!
Because it's crazy.
I'm making up too many words.
But yeah, I'd rather not. I'm just not gonna. I'm here to tell you, I'm picking on him. I don't know how to grill. That wasn't my ministry. But you know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna get out there and embarrass myself. We're gonna go out here, we're gonna grill for real, or we're not gonna grill at all. But yeah.
Dang, James, you can't hop on that grill.
If I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna fake the funk. I'm gonna have some real chicken breast. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna use words like indirect and direct heat. We're gonna talk about using good sauces, the marinations. But all I'm saying is I don't do things that I'm not good at. I have Big Toby. He can grill the cool white people shit. Like, he's good at ribs too. But Toby can make the pulled pork. Toby can make Boston butt. Toby can make a hell of a fucking steak. That's his thing. If I want barbecue, I'm going to cheese or I'm going to set. That's why they do my tailgates. Why would I go and spend money and waste my time doing some shit that I know I don't like to do just for everybody else to prove to everybody else some shit? Nah, I'm good. I'm all right. I can't do it. Can't do it.
When you retire,
maybe. Yeah. When I'm not doing any of this shit. Put that. We have anything else, Jada?
Yes, we have one more thing.
All right. This Stracadocious question is a good question. I want to make sure we end the show with that.
It's funny how you were mentioning direct and breast, and it's perfect segue for our next segment, James. Funny how you mentioned that because Cardi B has allegedly deleted all photos of Stephon Diggs from her Instagram amid breakup rumors. And James, you quote tweeted saying, quote, "Diggs just digged it out and had fun. Then sent her back to the streets."
One of the things that is interested in our culture, and when I'm saying our culture, it's American culture. So I want black people, my coloreds, right? Not my coloreds on my Den Media group, but my coloreds. I hang out with a lot. I happen to interact with a cross section of society, right? I know really, really white people. I know really, really rich white people. I know poor people. I know this. I know that. Black people don't get a chance to see enough of ourselves in different avenues for us to know that other cultures do this shit too. So we like to bring up the baby mama. We just make cool ass names for our trauma. That just came to my head. Boom, right. That's it right there. Black people don't do shit better or different when it comes to bad. We just make cool ass nicknames for it. Like, who would have thought? White people don't go around calling themselves baby mama, baby daddy. They just say, that's my kid's father, that's my kid's dad. White women, trust me, dog, they've been cheating on their husbands, rich or poor. I'm gonna tell you how white women do it. White women was fucking slaves. Hey, what could have? That's why you don't want to learn the real history. I couldn't teach history. I'd be like, yo, this bitch was in the top 1%. It wasn't satisfied until she got dick from a dude that her husband paid for or her daddy paid for and risked death. Women don't, no matter how successful, sometimes they have a bird moment. And Bacardi Barbie is a bird. And I love her. I'm an unapologetic Cardi B fan. But she fiends and loves drama. She chooses these dudes, and she wanted to have a little bit of a good time, and he wanted to have a little bit of a good time. The difference is that women, you can't have it both ways. There's the pedestal that we put you guys on, which is misogynist, but we put you there because you don't bring forth life. Our nut inside of you is what brings life. But you are the nurturer of life. You are the first teacher. You are the person that all of us, no matter how strong or big and bad we get, when something happens, we want to see our mama, to be nurtured, to be all this other different shit. For whatever reason, women get burned and then say, I'm going to pay you back. I'm going to lay my body on the line with other random motherfuckers not knowing what they have to make you pay for what you did to me. That makes absolutely no sense to anybody. But mama got to have a life too. You got to live your best life. But I'm telling you, when you go get a dude like Diggs, that don't make no wholesome man or man who care about you feel any other way besides sad for you. Because we all know what Diggs is, and the Diggs brothers are. They are some whores. When a guy has all of his teammates and they all say there's only one guy they don't want their sister to date, and you go out here and willingly choose him while you got young kids, hey, man, we can say whatever we want to say about Offset. You ain't no better, though. But living your best life to women seems to only include horror activities. It's never anything fucking wholesome. At some point, we got to ask ourselves, but that's on them. Like, I ain't got to live that best life, man. Like, I tell people all the time, you don't want to get in a hoeing competition with me. You're going to leave scarred. Because mine is out of pain. But like, it's just, at this point, you're just a good time. And if that's empowerment, hey, I'm here for you because I love horse. But yeah, couldn't be me. I'm so grateful. My mom could have been that for all I know. But you know what I have? I have absolutely no idea what my mom did in her personal life besides being an upstanding Christian woman. That's all I know. And I am so grateful because I, for the life of me, would never want to go into a locker room where people say they see my mom's butterfly tattoo on her right ass cheek. I'd be fucking hurt. I'd be distraught and traumatized. But that's the new wave. Like, you know, nobody gives a fuck about the Suns having a fight. But like Offset, yeah, I don't know, man. They could have been hoeing together. That's the wild part in all this. Offset a hoe, she a hoe. They could be hoeing in peace, and none of us would be any of the wiser. Even though Offset got him one now, though. Did you see he's messing with Stephen Diggs' ex?
What type of
You got my hoe, I get your hoe, I guess.
that's so deep.
All I know is
Childish.
she's better than what I saw Offset with at the Jordan party at the Super Bowl. So he's glued up.
To finish off this show, James, this evening edition of Big Games B.S., you wanted to answer this question right here.
Mm-hmm. All right. High school recruiting. With the early commitments in the summer, what about the late bloomers who had a 2 or 3 star their junior year, but has a 5-star caliber senior year? Are they forgotten? And the big question is yes. Yes. What happens is they'll probably end up having assigned to a G5, ball out at a G5, and then they'll be hit up in the transfer portal. It's essentially class. The best way to describe the new age of football is minor league baseball. You have your A, AA, and your AAA. And actually you have rookie ball, A, AA, AAA, and that's the motif of the way that the young men are going through the game right now. So you know, you can always ball out and somebody will see you, but most of these classes are set. And the only way that they're going to go back and get somebody else is if, like, Florida State gets poached, then they're going to go look for that 3-star that was on their radar that's committed somewhere else that they'll go get. So, because there are some schools who have not yet started to play the game yet, and they're about to get in. They're about to get into the sweepstakes, and so they're going to be flipping guys off of other people's recruiting radars and rosters at this juncture. But outside of that, I hope everybody had a good 4th. I hope everybody has all of their hands. For my people on Facebook, check this right here. We haven't streamed on Facebook in quite some time, but we will talk to you guys for a week. as we're moving things over. Join the YouTube. Hit the conversations on the YouTube for this season. If you are a member, meaning you are a greenie, we have the weekly college football pick'em and the weekly pigskin pick'em for the NFL, meaning $50 to the person who predicts the most games. NFL, we go straight up. College, I believe we do the spread. We have, if you're a greenie, sometime in the next couple of weeks, I will be releasing the fantasy football information. This will be our third one, right? They got third annual fantasy football league.
Yeah.
So we will have that. Remember, Alabama. I wonder what these Alabama tickets looking like right now. The Alabama tickets are probably higher than pussy during COVID. Highest giraffe vagina, as they say. Hold on, where's ticket? Oh, SeatGeek. That's what we're looking at. The Wednesday before every FSU home game. The Wednesday before every FSU home game, we give out a pair of tickets to that game. So, like, if you want to go to the Alabama FSU game, you don't have tickets. Well, listen to our show. Was it 20? So 30th, so 29th is Friday, 28th is Thursday. So on the 27th, listen in to Big Games B.S. Live. We will be giving away a pair of tickets, section 122. Right now, those tickets are going for about $457 per ticket. Some tickets are going for higher than that. Trust me, as the game gets closer, you're going to want to be able to get that. So you want to make sure you're listening to the show. We give a pair of tickets away. If we somehow get to 10,000 subs before then, I'll give away a pair of season tickets to your favorite game. As we get other stuff, we got Gator Bowl later on in the season, other opportunities. If you're an all-in member and you want to get that pregame sideline pass when you come hang out with me, all-in members get to experience the football games the way that I experience football games. We also have the tailgate tickets, but also please, if you would consider donating to the book bag drive, $36 gets a kid a book bag, week's worth of groceries, as well as a football camp for the Jits. So outside of that, I appreciate you all for chopping it up with me, and we will see you guys next time.